police and
over
Israeli
here,
army.
yes.
But can you see how, and there'd be a perception that because they're Israeli, that the Israelis would not enforce the law, that the military would not uphold the security in favour of the Arabs in the same way that they would in favour of the Israeli population?
No, because that's not democracy.
And do Arabs here have the vote?
To the Israeli
Knesset?
No, they do not.
So that isn't democracy.
Yes, it is. Can you choose to the Knesset?
Well, I don't live here.
I cannot vote for their municipality and their parliament. They can. They are part of the Arab parliament.
Hebron has a unique importance for believers in the Old Testament as the final resting place of Abraham and his family, here in the tomb of the patriarchs. And so it felt fitting to be invited to attend a circumcision, or bris. One of those present was the child's grandmother, Shirley Zisman, originally from Scotland, now resident of the West Bank settlement of Kedumim. Does it have a special meaning for you having your grandson's bris in Hebron?
I never in my life dreamed that I would have such an honor to come to Hebron and make the brit of our grandchildren, the circumcision ceremony here. This is his brother. He's a year and a half.
That's the bigger brother of the baby that's going under the knife today.
That's
Yes.
correct.
He doesn't have to worry.
No.
No, he's done it.
He's done it
He's
already.
after it.
The baby will get over it as well. Everybody gets over
Does it hurt, do you think?
I don't know, I didn't do it.
Mazel tov. According to the Bible, Abraham was the first Jewish man. His circumcision, a sign of his covenant with God and God's commitment to providing for the Jewish people, a tradition that continues to this day. Part of God's promise was that the land of Israel would belong to Abraham's descendants, and so the bris was also a kind of guarantee of inheritance. After the ceremony, I learned that the child had been named Avichai, or My Nation Lives. Back up in the area around Havat Gilad, and the hillsides were in flames. I'd had word that the Israeli army had dismantled a house and a goat shed at a Jewish settlement called Givat Ronin that was well known for its radical views. Given that the whole settlement was illegal under Israeli law, the action seemed somewhat tokenistic. But in return, some of the settler youth had apparently taken reprisals against local Palestinians by setting fires. It was a practice known as price tagging. An Israeli member of parliament had turned out to show his support for the settlement. Louis, BBC. Your name?
Member of Knesset מיכאל בן ארי.
What happened last night?
טרקטור הרס את הבית. לאחר מכן אנשים פה מאוד מאוד זעמו, והיה פה תקריות שרואים את התוצאות שלהם בשטח.
The vandalism?
ונדליזם הוא לבוא ולהרוס בתים. הורסים לאנשים את החיים. הבית פה זה של ילדה שגרה פה ביישוב. איפה היא תגור? היא התחתנה, איפה היא תגור?
Though they'd been set by settlers, the fires had spread across land farmed by Jews. One of those attempting to put out the flames was a local Israeli winemaker and tour guide called Nir Lavi.
Whose trees are they?
My friend, my neighbor. They're Israeli trees. All this area is going to be burned because a man and a lady and a child were living in this house. And this morning, from out of the blue, someone came and tore it down. Not someone, the Ministry of Defense came to tear it down.
And what's the connection with the fires?
Well, the fires, I think, are only a conclusion after what happened. Maybe some people got a bit frustrated. And we are now taking out these fires. And where we live is at stake, right? Our trees, our investments, our environment. It's a pity.
Shouldn't you be angry at the people who set the fires?
No.
Why?
Because what happened, the people blockaded their entrances as a normal person would do if they come to wreck your house down. And the fire started, you know.
They burned some tires and then it got out of hand.
Of course.
Was it price tagging?
For them, yes. You know, the young settlers, they have a lot of enthusiasm. And, you know, it's their house. You see your house going down, your investment. You get rich, right?
Is it possible there was a plan to burn Palestinian trees?
No. You see actually that it's not. And if you ask me those questions, I will ask you for this minute to dismiss yourself from this interview.
I was on my way to the town of Nabi Saleh. Like many other Palestinian towns, it is involuntarily twinned with a much newer Israeli settlement, this one called Halamish. Nabi Saleh is also the venue for a regular weekly protest against the occupation, which I was hoping to experience firsthand. As at Berlin, the protest started after prayers and took the form of a march through the town, the idea being to reach a spring near the settlement.
We want to go toilet.
What are you doing? Fuck off, get away from here. Go back. Come on. What are you doing? Go back. What are you doing? Go back.
After the army had repulsed the marchers, the formal part of the protest seemed to end. The Israeli soldiers took control of the town square and the protesting became more free-form.
Can you look yourself in the mirror in the morning?
No problem. Oh. Where are you from? Denmark? Are you from Russia? That's the exit, eh? No. From here.
Where do you come from?
Yeah. You're from here? Your family? Mm-hmm. Really? I don't see this.